Hello, my name is Phil Senko, and welcome to the 5 steps to massively increase lead generation and signed cases specifically for personal injury law firms. Now, if you were invited to this training, it's really this. I'm giving this out as a gift to just show the exact steps that I use to get high quality, exclusive, and very consistent leads coming into your law firm so that you can actually scale your law firm really consistently and predictably. So first of all, real quick introduction. I won't spend too much time on me. So who am I and why should you trust me? Okay. Well, my name's Phil Senko. I run a company called Limelight Marketing LLC. I have been selling items online and running traffic for 23 years out of my 35 years on this planet. So I literally started when I was like 12 years old. I started selling stuff right when eBay came out. That was like the very beginning of understanding search engine optimization. I took that and learned how to capture traffic, how to create lists, how to sell to those lists, and as the years went on, I kind of perfected my art of understanding how to target very specific groups who are looking for a very specific product or service. Just over the past few years, I've spent just over $5 million in ad spend. So, you know, I've had my hands on a lot of different type of ads, a lot of different type of traffic, and you know, I've worked with a variety of different industries before really honing in on personal injury firms. So outside of personal injury firms, I've done work and driven traffic online for, you know, $200–300 million construction companies. I've worked with commercial and residential real estate brokers, dental clinics. I did a complete national franchise dental clinic. Cosmetic surgery, even some cool like government security technology, and multiple types of insurance. You know, not to toot my own horn, I have spoke at seminars on stage, I get invited to podcasts, and I get invited to private masterminds, and I actually run my own private masterminds as well. So let's just say I've been around this before, and this is something that I absolutely love. So who is this training for and who's it not for? So before I go into the two of who it's for and not for, I am a believer that you should have your money working for you. So this is really for established law firms who actually have a marketing budget, and they are now looking to use that money to scale their business. You know, most of the companies that I work with are in the, you know, $500,000 to $3 million revenue range. And they're already spending around anywhere from, you know, $5,000 to $15K to $20K a month on advertising. Also, it's really important that you already have an established relationship. You have an established referral network, and that you have really existing communication with that network. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Another thing is you already have an existing quick response lead and client intake process. Okay. Who this is not for, I call them wafflers. People who just, you know, they want more leads, but they actually probably couldn't handle that much more work. People who are afraid to spend money on advertising. People who have absolutely no referral network. Again, I'm going to get to referral network in a sec here. And people who just won't get back to their leads, you know, within the first 5 to 30 minutes. You don't want to do this type of marketing if you're not ready to pick up the phone and call that lead literally within the first 5 minutes. More on that to come. So really, what's the catch? You know, why would I just give this away? You know, if this is a service that I provide, you know, this is how my business makes money. Why would I give away my entire 5-step process? Well, it's a great question. Okay. And the number one thing is, okay, I've been working in digital marketing for so long, and for many years I actually did sales in digital marketing, and I call them I did sales for what I call gas station marketing companies, and by that I mean the companies that sell the same old garbage that every other marketing company sells. Oh, we'll rank you on Google and you'll be #1, in 2 weeks, and then you'll have all the leads you can want. The realistic part is it's really hard to rank on Google these days, especially if you're in a large metropolitan area. You'd be lucky to make it anywhere near the first page unless you're spending $20,000-$30,000 a month. So it really just like hurts my soul watching all these law firms just throw money at these cookie cutter gas station, I call them gas station marketing companies because there's one on every corner, and then they're just not getting real results. They're not getting any leads. They're just they're just putting their money right in the toilet and flushing it, okay? And realistically, what I do is not that complicated. If you're smart enough to get a law degree, then I say anyone with a brain and determination can learn and implement this 5-step process, okay? And of course, here's the big fancy catch. If you don't want to do it yourself, and you are looking for somebody who can actually deliver you consistent, guaranteed leads every single month in, month out, then I'll do it for you. As in, you can hire my services. But in the meantime, I want the people who maybe can't afford that to know exactly how this works. Okay, so let's dive in, and the first thing that I really want to talk about is the importance of referrals, okay? So let's talk about this. Quick conversation about referrals. Referrals versus online lead generation. Which is better? Let's not be retarded here, okay? Referrals should always be your main source of leads in your local market, okay? And you want to make sure that you have an amazing communication and, relationship continuance plan set up for your referral network. For people that send me referrals, I have automatic gift sending. I use a program called Send Out Cards, and I send out free brownies all the time. Well, they're not free for me, obviously, but I send them cards, brownies. You can create custom campaigns, and these are physical cards that go out to your referral networks. I always write handwritten cards thanking for people for referrals. Always make sure that, on, seasonal or holidays, make sure you have mailings that go out. So you're just always top of mind. Always have live events, always have, formal or informal events where you're actively inviting your local referral network. They want to see you in person, okay? And obviously you want to reciprocate business with your referral network. So the more business you can help your referral network get, they're going to trust you and they're going to start sending you more business. But I want to make this crystal clear, okay? The ultimate goal of online lead generation, in my opinion, is not just to get leads and new cases and new revenue in the door. I mean, that's obviously a nice thing. But to me, it's about using those won cases to exponentially grow your referral network. So your referral network as it exists right now can only grow so fast, okay? But if you add digital marketing and lead generation, specifically lead generation that actually works, on top of your referral network, it's gonna grow so fast, and all of a sudden you won't even need digital marketing. So that's really what I'm trying to push here, okay? So here is the 5-step process, and I'm going to dive into each of these individually, okay? So number 1 is having the perfect audience to market to. You don't want to just market to everybody, or else you're wasting money, okay? Proven ads and ad copy. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars trying different ads, different text copy on those ads, you know, A/B testing those and seeing what actually works, what grabs people's attention so that they take the next step to click on that ad, so that they are then taken to step 3, which is proven lead capture and qualification processes. Okay, so you want to be able to capture that lead, ask specific questions that weed out the tire kickers, and really truly give you a qualified lead that has the most potential of becoming a signed case. This leads into the 4th step, which is immediate multi-channel, having an immediate multi-channel follow-up system. This is crucial these days, okay? Because you have to hit people with so many touch points before they're actually really going to respond to you and actually schedule that initial consultation with you. And you have to do this immediately after they submit a form. Because I guarantee you, if you're not following up with them right away, they're going to your competition immediately, okay? The 5th step is making sure that you have a simple, clear intake process and really an irresistible offer that differentiates yourself from every other personal injury attorney out there. Now, at the bottom, I say most marketing companies only offer about 2 to 3 of these, and you really need all of them. You know, some people, some marketing companies, they say, okay, we'll do Google AdWords, and you know, we'll send traffic to your website, and then they prove that they're doing their job because they say, hey, we've generated this much traffic to your website. But wait a minute, I'm not getting any leads, and obviously if no leads, no cases. So if you don't have every single one of these working together, then, you know, it's just a broken puzzle. It's an unclear picture. So let's go into what is the perfect audience. And the concept is pretty simple here. You only want to put ads in front of specific individuals who are statistically in the market for a personal injury attorney. Most marketing companies that you hire out there, they're using demographics alone. So they're looking at location, gender, age, income, marital status, occupation. And that's not what you want to do. Why would you put your ads in front of people who are not interested in a personal injury attorney right then and there? To me, that makes no sense. I mean, yes, you could be doing a brand awareness campaign, and there's nothing wrong with brand awareness by any means, but to me, you know, the clients that I work with, the attorneys that I work with, they could care less about their name being huge right away, because they want clients in the door and they want to be making money. And ultimately, their name gets known by helping their clients get due compensation and then becoming part of their referral network. And as their referral network grows, their brand naturally grows. So we're trying to get people in the door who need personal injury attorney services. Why only put your ads in front of people who really are in the market right then and there for a personal injury attorney, okay? So how do you do this? Really, targeting should be based off of buying behaviors. There's so much data out there these days, and there are data companies you can approach. There are companies that have pixels. A pixel is just a line of code. For example, like a Facebook pixel you can put on your website. So if anybody lands on your website and they're also logged into Facebook, all of a sudden you can create an audience based off of the people who land on your website, and then you can retarget those people. So those are specific individuals who are statistically in the market for a personal injury attorney. There's many places all over the internet that you can find specific lists of people who are interested in personal injury attorneys right now. So every product or service that can be found online follows a similar pattern in how consumers end up buying, okay? There's always a starting point, which is usually people are doing research, and then there's an ending point where they're buying. Okay, so when people go online, you know, they're looking, they just got in an accident, right? Most people don't immediately go to the first personal injury attorney they find on the internet and immediately hire that person. No, they're going online. They're going to different blogs, different news websites. They're trying to understand what their rights are, and they're also trying to look into, okay, what should I look for in a personal injury attorney? How much is this going to cost me? Is this even worth pursuing? So they're doing research. So these are the type of people who are entering the market for a personal injury attorney, and that's where the gold is. Because if you can target those people when they are in the beginning stages and they have not yet pursued a personal injury attorney, and you can put ads in front of those specific people, you can win those clients before 98% of your competition locally even knows that they are in the market. Okay, so once you understand buying behaviors, you can use your marketing capital to only target those individuals most likely to hire a personal injury attorney in the near future. Okay, so let's talk about targeting individuals with buying behaviors versus targeting demographics. And let's just use an ad spend of $5,000. Okay, and some of these numbers, you know, are actually very realistic. Okay, so if you're targeting an individual $5,000 and you're using data, the data may say, you know, you buy data, you know, from a data company that says these are the individuals who are in the market for a personal injury attorney, and that might be 164 people. Doesn't seem like a lot, right? And if you're targeting demographics, you know, you say, I want to target people who are over the age of 25, male and female, who are within a 25-mile radius of Denver. Okay, that could be like 1.2 million people, okay? Versus 164 very specific people. Okay, on the individual side, you'll get a really high number of people actually filling out those forms. So in this case, this example, 65 people filled out the form versus only 21 people out of the 1.2 million people targeted filled out a form. Because you were just generally targeting ages, essentially. Ages and geography, and you didn't have the data of who's actually interested. Okay? Now, on the individual side, this particular client, they signed 9 cases, okay? So if you take $5,000 divided by 9, that essentially means the cost per case signed was $555.55 versus somebody who was targeting demographics, they only got 1 case signed for that $5,000. So essentially, that case cost them $5,000. Do you see where I'm going here when it comes to targeting individuals who have specific buying behaviors versus targeting demographics, okay? The next step in the process is proven ads and ad copy. And again, I want to reinforce the importance of having every step of this, okay? So you can have the perfect audience. You can have a list of people that you're targeting, and they are the perfect audience, and these are people who are in the market. But if the ad that you're putting in front of them doesn't actually convert into a click, then really what's the point, okay? So the sole purpose of any ad, whether that's online or offline, is to get them to the next step in the funnel process. That is the only purpose of the ad, which is either them clicking on the ad online, or if it's offline, having them dial a phone number, okay? Here are a few things that a really great ad should have, okay? You want to speak directly to the individual, not group of people. You want to speak to the individual who needs your service. When you write the text of the ad, imagine that person is sitting right in front of you and you are talking directly to them, okay? Use language that's going to weed out the people who are not searching for your service. I will literally put in my ads, this is not for people looking for XYZ. Be very clear about it, and don't feel bad that you're turning certain people away, because you only want your perfect target market to click on the ad, okay? You have to point out the BAP, the big ass problem, okay, that they're facing, and give specific examples that would fit their situation, okay? Then you want to empathize, say that you really understand what they're going through. Okay, these people, they've been in accidents. They're going through a tough time. They're confused. They don't know if they want to hire a lawyer. They don't, a lot of people, it's almost like an ethical thing. Like, is it ethical is that person getting sued, or is their insurance getting sued? They don't know what they don't know. Okay, so empathize and say that you understand what they're going through. Okay, and provide comfort that there really is a simple solution for this, and then direct them to take a specific action. Big bold letters. Click the link below. Call this number. Be very clear on what you want them to do. Tell them exactly what they need to do, okay? Now, when it comes to visual content, I've seen a lot of ads that have, cartoon animation videos, and those just don't convert quite as well. People want to, especially if it's on social media, people want to see real human faces. There's an immediate connection when one human being sees another human being's face, okay? So use whether you're using video or you're using pictures, make sure you have actual real human beings and their faces in the visual content, okay? Video is becoming really popular these days, so I always do push video when it comes to ads these days. So here are just a few ideas that you could use, especially on social media, when you're building your ads. You do interviews with attorneys at your firm, so the prospective client can kind of get to know a little bit more about your specific attorneys. It kind of lowers their shield a little bit, okay? Interviews with actual clients who have received compensation. It says, hey, this actually works. These are people that have used this attorney, and this is the actual compensation they've received, okay? Give information out. Value-based videos where you're not selling your services. Don't make it all about selling. Give information. Tell a story. People are really attracted to stories, okay? So facts tell, stories sell. So tell a story about what your client went through and after the process, when they received their compensation, how that changed their lives. And also, don't be afraid, especially on social media, to I have ads that have nothing to do with what I'm selling. They literally are just me and people in the office having fun, like doing little dance parties, in the break room, okay? So fun videos that say, hey, okay, we actually are real people too, and we have fun, and it's not always just about business, and you want to work with somebody who's fun. Does that make sense? Okay, next part of the process, proven lead capture and qualification process. All right, we're going to review this again. First few steps as well. You can have the perfect audience. You can have the perfect proven ads and ad copy. But without a lead capture process that actually qualifies the leads, you're digging yourself into a money pit, okay? Because I've seen a lot of times where I've clicked on an ad and all they want is an email address, okay? Well, that doesn't really qualify anybody as a lead, in my opinion. In fact, you could have full name, email address, and phone number, and to me, especially for personal injury, that does not qualify that person as a good qualified lead, okay? So, sad truth, most marketing companies tout they can give you qualified traffic, just traffic, but when it gets to qualified leads, they will never ever give you any guarantees. They don't want to be part of that process, okay? So what's a qualified lead? That's somebody who is in your perfect audience, who connected with your proven ad and is willing to disclose more personal, specific information about their accident, not just their name, email, and phone number. Okay? So these are people who are ready for the next step, which is an in-person consultation. Now, these are the type of questions that you want them to be filling out when you're capturing this lead. And this weeds out all of the tire kickers, okay? Because if they're not willing to fill out these type of questions, then they actually won't even submit it, okay? You won't even receive that lead, which is good. You don't want to receive a lead that isn't qualified. So outside of name, email, and phone, ask them how they were hurt. Have they gone to the doctor? Do they already have a lawyer? That's a great question to ask them. What if they already have a lawyer? Okay? Well, if they say, yes, I have a lawyer, I don't even want that lead, okay? When did the accident or injury occur? And really, how much compensation do you think you deserve? That kind of, that's an open-ended question, or you could give a few different options. That gets their brain thinking of what is possible, okay? And when you get people interested in what is possible as far as compensation, then they'll fill out all of this information, and they are more likely to click the submit button, and that is what I consider a much more qualified lead. Okay, so after this lead, they've seen the ad, they've clicked on the ad, they've filled out the capture form, so now they're qualified. What happens next? So these days, you need immediate follow-up, okay? No delays, and you need it across multiple channels, okay? I want you to think about this, about what it says here, okay? The odds of contacting the lead who has filled out an online form within 5 minutes drops 100 times compared to contacting them 30 minutes later. I want you to let that boil for a second, okay? You need to have systems that immediately follow up with your leads, okay? So again, you can have the perfect audience, you can have perfect ads, perfect lead capture, but if you don't follow up immediately, honestly, your competition's probably going to pick them up, because that person's going to say, okay, well, I submitted this information. Shouldn't I be getting a call pretty soon? Well, I'm going to go to this next website. I'm going to give them their information, and they happen to follow up very quickly, your competition, so you just lost that lead. And you paid for them to click on your ad, and so you just wasted money, okay? The real goal is you definitely want to have follow-up within the first 5 minutes, okay? So people do communicate better through different mediums. So this is why you want to hit them from every angle possible, okay? You want to hit them with phone calls, automated voicemails, automated text messages, and emails. And you want that to happen within the first 5 minutes, obviously, but maybe stagger it out. So I usually send a text immediately after they click submit. They receive a text message. And the text message sounds as if it's almost not automated. So it says, hey, is this a good time to talk? And a lot of times they'll answer that text and say, wow, that was fast. Yeah, let's talk right now. Boom, you get them on the phone and you get them in for that in-person consultation. So I send a text immediately. I send an email within the next 5 minutes, okay? So they might get an alert on their phone. They just got an email. And then I send an automated voicemail so that they get to hear, so the potential client gets to hear your voice. So you're hitting them from every angle immediately. And furthermore, it doesn't stop on the day that they fill out the form. They should be receiving further text messages, voicemails, and emails in the following, I would say, 4 to 5 days. As in every single day, okay? So again, here's an example. So on day 1, when they fill out the form, they immediately get a text message, they get an email 10 minutes later, voicemail maybe 20 minutes later. Day 2, they get their second text message, and maybe an email. Day 3, you hit them with all 3 again, okay? So you're hitting them up consistently until they either say, yes, I'm interested, or no, I've found somebody else, okay? And even if they do go with your competition and you weren't able to get that person in for a consultation, or they chose, they chose your competition, you should always keep their information in your list and make sure that you're sending them weekly or monthly newsletters so that you're always top of mind. A lot of law firms, they don't do that. So you want to be the person that's always top of mind going forward, because even if they're not in an accident in the future, they're going to know people who are in accidents in the future, and all of a sudden your name is going to pop up. Okay? This is huge. This is definitely huge. And having a simple intake process with an irresistible offer. Okay? So stop being like every single other personal injury firm out there. Make the client's decision to work with your firm simple and irresistible, and just be different, okay? Put yourself in a potential client's shoes, okay? Ask yourself, how can I make this client's decision to choose us over our competitors a no-brainer, okay? So provide different options to have just to get that initial consultation, or within your initial consultation. Provide different options for them to be able to get a hold of you. Obviously, you want them in person, but if you have to do it over phone, that's fine. Offer that option, but also have video chat. A lot of people are down to do FaceTime these days. Have that be an option, okay? Make it easy for them to schedule time with you. Some people do like online schedulers, some hate them, but always have the options available, okay? So what can your firm offer this potential client that blows your competition away, okay? And this is where you really have to get creative, okay? So think about this. 99% of all personal injury firms have the exact same offer, okay? And that's, we don't get paid until you get paid. Everybody says that, and they think that's the greatest, greatest thing in the world, the greatest offer in the world. And while it is a good offer, where clients aren't paying you up front, that is a good offer. Imagine if you called up a plumber and they wouldn't give you a quote before they did the work. So it's kind of like the whole get paid, we don't get paid until you get paid. That's just expected these days, okay? So what benefit can you give the client if they're willing to sign with your firm right on the spot versus, waiting to make a decision and look at some other law firms, okay? Consider giving them a gift. So I know some law firms that say, hey, if you sign with us today right here, we are going to give you a higher percentage of payout, or we're going to take a smaller percentage of the payout. Every firm is going to be different, but think about different ways that you can give them an irresistible offer, okay? So that is it, guys. And let's just go over this again. The first step is the perfect audience. You only want your ads in front of people who are actually interested and currently in the market for a personal injury attorney. Everything else is a waste of money. You want proven ads and ad copy. Takes time and it takes money to test these, but once you have winning ads and ad copy, you can simply turn on and turn off campaigns at will. You want proven lead capture and you want a proven lead capture and qualification process. Ask those questions that I told you about. Not just name, phone number, and email. You want to weed out the people who aren't serious, and you want only the qualified leads who have been in a legitimate accident, who don't have a lawyer already, and they are ready for an initial consultation, okay? And then immediately after they click that submit button, you want them to be barraged through different mediums of contact: text, voicemail, and email, okay? And then you want a simple intake process with an irresistible offer. You want all 5 of these. Make sure you have all 5 of them. Don't take one out. You take one out, and you're just shooting yourself in the foot here, okay? So what I want to tell you right now is there are some of you that I just explained this to, and you get it. you're resourceful and you can go out and you can implement this on your own. I've seen people do it just with this training, okay? But I wanted to give you an exclusive limited time offer for me to just do it for you, because honestly, I have the systems already in place, okay? And this is for guaranteed, exclusive monthly leads. I guarantee everything I do. By guarantee, I mean I guarantee a specific number of leads every single month, a minimum number of leads that I deliver per month, anywhere in the United States, okay? This offer is only for law firms who are ready to scale revenues dramatically. I only work with one PI firm within a 15-mile radius, so I won't work with your competition. In fact, I'm here to take away business from your competition that they're currently getting, that you're not getting. I want to give that business to you. Again, I guarantee specific number of exclusive qualified local leads per month, and I pay out of my own pocket to produce the leads if this doesn't happen, which has never happened. I have a minimum that I say, but I've always over-delivered. I've never been able to only give the minimum, okay? So everything is included in this, okay? I already have contracts with data companies where I know any given moment who is in the market for a personal injury attorney down to the zip code, okay? And I know this nationwide. I track 225 million Americans across 5 billion websites, and I look at 15 billion, with a B, buying behaviors. So I already understand the process that people go through across the nation when it comes to doing research, and then what happens in between research and actually selecting a personal injury attorney, okay? I already have proven and tested lead capture pages and qualification pages. These are already tested. They work. This gets you the qualified leads, and I have fully automated systems for multi-channel follow-up. So they get immediate texts, they get immediate emails, they get immediate pre-recorded voicemails, 60-second voicemails from you. All of this is set up. I can get, I can get these campaigns up and running within 7 to 10 business days. Whereas if you do this on your own, it's going to take a little time to get this going, okay? So let me tell you about my normal pricing. So anybody who has not gone through this training, this is what I charge, okay? And if they don't like this pricing, I tell them good day and good luck, okay? So this is my normal pricing. This isn't today's pricing, okay? I charge 10 grand a month, okay? With a $2,500 setup fee. It's a 12-month contract. It still has the 15-mile radius exclusivity and non-competition clause. And I guarantee out of that $10,000, 35 guaranteed exclusive monthly leads, okay? But for those of you who actually stayed with me here today, I'm going to give you a discount, okay? First of all, it's going to be $8,000 a month, not $10,000 a month. I'm going to waive the $2,500 setup fee. And here's a really cool part. I'm not going to lock you into 12 months, into a 12-month contract right away. It's a 12-month contract, but there's a 90-day trial. So I say, give me 90 days to prove to you that this works. And around the 90-day point, if you're not completely satisfied with what I've done, then the remaining 9 months, you can just cancel. No cancellation fees, no questions. I've never had anybody cancel, so that's why I can say this confidently, okay? And from there, I'm actually going to take that 15-mile radius exclusivity and non-compete clause, and I'm going to put that to a 40-mile radius, okay? These leads are going to be coming from 50 to 75 miles, so imagine a 40-mile radius from where you are. I won't do any business with your competition, okay? I have people who have paid me extra just for the exclusivity, okay? And rather than the 35 guaranteed leads, I'm going to say I'm going to give you a minimum. And again, this is minimum 58 guaranteed exclusive monthly leads. Again, I have never delivered only the minimum, but I guarantee you 58. When you see the actual numbers of leads that you will get, it usually blows that out of the water, but I guarantee that 58 with this special pricing, okay? So again, I always underpromise and overdeliver, okay? Here's some examples, and these are fairly conservative numbers for the first 3 months of leads at that $8,000 a month rate, okay? So you can see these are 3 different firms. These are all in metropolitan areas with about 600,000 to 4 million people, okay? Month 1, 62 leads, 76 leads, 64 leads, okay? So that's, you know, usually month 1 isn't going to be the hugest month, but again, I did over-deliver compared to the minimum. Now, month 2, okay, this is where I actually use my own algorithm that I created. Yes, I'm kind of a nerd over here. So my algorithm extrapolates this data, and learns from the data as it goes on. So it continuously gets better, and as it gets better, eventually it does taper off. So I wish I could say it consistently just always goes up, but you'll see in the first 3 months that it definitely goes up. So month 2, 96 leads, 65 leads, 77 leads. Month 3, 119 leads, 124 leads, 106 leads. Last month, and I didn't put this in here, I actually had a guy who had 163 leads, and he closed, I want to say, 14 cases, new cases that month. Yeah, that guy stayed with me. Okay, so these are the type of numbers that you can look forward to. Okay, so I am kind of particular on who I work with because I'm looking for long-lasting, mutual beneficial, you know, business relationships. I want people. I want to work with firms with great reputations, people that have high integrity, and people who are willing to make the changes necessary to really maximize the revenue. Because as this, you know, there's always growing pains when you get more leads and you're signing more cases. So I want to work with firms that can actually really handle the amount of work, the amount of leads, and the amount of cases that are coming in. So if this sounds like you, I'd like you to send me an email. It's phil@limelightmarketingco.com. It's phil@limelightmarketingco.com, and we'll schedule a quick call. Usually it's just about a 20-minute call, maximum 30 minutes. It's really me learning about your firm, what your goals are, and answering any questions you might have. So for those of you interested, go ahead and toss me an email. For those of you that just went through this training and you can do this on your own. You absolutely can do this on your own. And again, I've seen people go through this training and implement this on their own. So it's very possible for you to do it on your own. So my offer is really for people that, you know, they're not getting results from their current marketing and they're ready to move those funds over to my company so that they can start getting actual results sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you have any questions at all, again, my email address is right there on the screen. Feel free to shoot me some questions. And other than that, thank you for taking the time. Have a great one.